look at a recap of your markets on this Tuesday, the 10th day of June. Got some very impressive prices showing up on some yearling cattle around the auction barns today. Before we get into those, though, we'll take a look at the weekly crop progress report that was released late yesterday afternoon. Last week, the state saw 2.7 days suitable for field work. Pasture conditions around the state currently at 82% good, 6% excellent. Corn conditions at 19% fair, 68% good, and 7% excellent. Soybean plantings currently at 83% planted. That compares with 74% for the 5-year average. Soybean conditions currently rated at 21% fair, 71% good, and 4% excellent. Winter wheat currently rated at 23% fair, 72% good to excellent, and about 2% of the state's crop has now been harvested. When we look at hay conditions, or hay harvest rather, alfalfa hay's first cutting 60% complete. That compares with the 5-year average of 63%. Other types of hay at 34% complete, which compares with the 5-year average of 37%. Taking a look at some of those stick-out sales from the auction barns around today, we'll start off at Ozarks Regional Stockyards in West Plains. They sold a load of 866-pound steers at $304, had 109 head of steers, averaging 982 pounds at $278.75. Kingsville Livestock Auction, they still got a long ways to go, but they sold a load of 733-pound steers at $340. Lolly Brothers Livestock Market, several loads of reputation heifers there today. 3 of those loads weighed from 701 to 715, and all 3 loads brought 336.10. They did have one load a touch lighter, 647-pound heifers, 340 and a quarter. Couple loads of steers today at Macon, 666 pounds at $363. A load of heavy 8 weights, 876 pounds at $321.85. Unionville Livestock Market, they had a light run, but 4 loads of reputation steers today. 2 of those loads weighed in the heavy 8s. They brought 309.50 and 310. Then 2 load of light 9 weight steers at 306 and a quarter and 307 and a quarter. Box beef cutout values, choice closed the day sharply higher, up $4.51, $371.76. Select at $359.84, that was up 91 cents. Those values based on volume of 106 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. The choice select spread at $11.92. Negotiated feedlot trades so far for the week, about 1,000 head reported. 400 of those have been in Texas, all at $235, which would be steady with where we ended last week. The other remainder sales, they were scattered around, not really enough in any other feeding region to really test or establish any kind of a market this early in the week. Those yearling prices not only occurring in the state of Missouri, but also occurring in the rest of the 12-state feeding region. That keeps pushing that CME cash feeder cattle index higher, gained another $3.58 today at 314.04, and obviously that is an all-time new record once again. Taking a look at the way the rest of futures markets closed, live cattle were mixed today. June 7 cents higher, 227.07. August 218.20, down $1 and a nickel. October at 215.65, down 22. Feeder cattle for August up $1.50, 313.15. September at 312.75, up 205. October at 310.55, up 217. Lean hogs for June 103.15, up 37. July 108.20, up $1. August 109.80, down 30 cents. Turning our attention to the grain markets, soybeans were 2 cents higher at the elevators around the state today. Wheat 8 cents lower. Corn a nickel higher. Corn bids in the St. Louis region, $4.61, can see at $4.48. Soybean bids in the St. Louis region, $10.82, can see $10.62 to $10.77. Wheat bids in St. Louis, $5.39 to $5.41, Kansas City at $5.29. On the Board of Trade, corn for July up 5 1/4, $4.38 3/4. September at $4.25 1/2, up 3 1/4. December at $4.40, up 2. Soybeans, July closed at $10.57 3/4, up 1 3/4. August up 1 3/4 at $10.49 1/2. September unchanged at $10.23. November new crop beans up 1/2 cent at $10.31 1/4. Wheat contracts, July 7 1/2 lower at $5.34 1/2. September $5.48 3/4 down 8 1/4. December at $5.70 1/4 down 9. Soybean meal, July up 40 cents a ton, $295.90. Soybean oil for July up 41 cents a hundredweight at $47.79. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets for Tuesday. This is Tony Hancock.